How to prune a central leader fruit tree or a modified central leader fruit tree. I'm going to show you two ways how to prune this tree. You see we have a scaffold here, 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 one behind, here, here, and of course we have the central leader. In both methods, you want the 3, 6, 9, 12 o'clock position of the scaffolds because we're training the tree. We want space. So these two scaffolds are facing the opposite way, they're fine. But then we come up here. You've got 1, 2, 3 in the back, right? This is right above this one right here. Needs to come off, cut right at the collar. Just like that. Now we've got this one going this way, opposite, coming up the tree. This one's filling the space between this lower branch and this lower branch, the lower scaffolds. The same on the other side with this one. There's a wide space between the lower scaffolds, so they get plenty of sun. Come up the tree. We've got this one here, wide space. See this? These are the lower scaffolds. And this is coming right towards us, right here. Perfect. Leave it alone. But the one behind, this one right here, is shading out this lower scaffold. So we're going to remove it. Want to prune this at the collar. So as you can see, we've got the scaffolds getting plenty of sun, going in opposite directions. We've got one here, here, going up. It's about 10 inches. Got another one in between the two. Behind, another scaffold in between the two. And up here, this one coming right at us. Plenty of space. When the tree grows bigger, that's going to matter. So here we got our central leader. It's right there. Right here. We want to remove this branch, this little branchlet coming out, so it doesn't compete. And we're going to remove these. There's one there. There's one behind here. We're going to remove it so it doesn't compete. And we can just scrape these off or cut these off by heading back this uppermost scaffold limb 1/3 to 1/2, and by bending this, training it to go down, tying it down. You're giving the dominance back to your central leader so it will grow, and it will retard the growth of this branch right here. Back the top scaffold shorter than the scaffolds below to an outward bud. Now we have a whorl here. They're real close together going around the tree. It's argued that whorls weaken the tree. I'll show you how not to have whorls. But I have them on some of my trees, my European plum. I like the look of it. I left it. So vertically, 8 inches between the scaffolds, and radially, you want the scaffolds equal going up the tree. Their spacing equal. Next, there's about 30 inches of growth here. We want to take 1/3 to 1/2 of that off the first year. I'm going to choose a branch that goes this way a little bit because there's not one underneath. I prefer to pull one underneath, but I don't have a bud underneath. I have a bud. The bud on this tree, this particular tree, are on the sides. This bud is facing outward and a little bit towards me. So I remove it, just like that. And we do this around the tree. For this one here, same thing. That branch is only about 14 inches, the scaffold branch. I got more room in between here, so I'm going to prune right there. And you just do it all the way around the tree. You try to make the scaffolds equal on the bottom. The bottom scaffold, these two, you want them equal length. The next scaffold, you want them equal length to each other, but you want them shorter than the bottom scaffolds. You'll get more growth up here, and you don't want them to shade out these bottoms. So these lower scaffolds, equal in length. This next tier of scaffolds, equal in length. I got more room on this side than between these two scaffolds, so I was choosing a limb coming towards me because I got more room. I prefer one on the bottom. This particular type of tree does not have them on the bottom. So make it about equal to the one across from it. This one. Now to keep this branch from overtaking this one, you have to tie this branch down. And all the branches on stone fruits, palm fruits, just about anything, any deciduous fruiting tree. So you tie these down. I have a video on that, by the way. And you do it all the way up the tree. And what's especially important is this top one. Once you pull this down, this will continue to grow. And when it gets 6 to 8 to 10 inches higher, it'll branch again, and you just continue the equal radial scaffolds, right? Just like these, all the way up the tree. And the shorter you want the tree, the shorter this distance is. You want a real tall tree, this distance between scaffold tiers, between this one and this one, can be 2 feet. You want a huge tall tree. But normally it's about 8 inches between the tiers of the scaffolds. You want this to be a modified central, and you want this to grow a little taller. You allow it to grow another 10 inches, bring out more scaffolds, maybe 10 more, bring out more scaffolds, let them grow. So once the tree gets the height you want it, take off this leader. You would remove this and it would stop growing straight up. Remember, if you want a taller modified central, this limb's got to come down to allow this terminal bud to continue to grow until it branches again. If you want this tree this height, which is about it's about 4 feet right here, and you want a modified central leader, now we have one. That's it. So to remove whirling, right? We had 3 here. 1, 2, 3. You would remove another branch. And because this branch above is very close to this next tier below, this is the one you're going to remove. because this one has a wide open space between the lower tiered scaffolds. So we remove it. We have one going left, right, in opposite directions, one going in between them, and another going the opposite way. That would come off. Remember, in both methods, all the scaffolds need to come down 45 to 60 degree angle. This is good, but for apple or pear, I'd bring her down a lot more. All the scaffolds, you got your lower tier here, you got the middle, and the upper right now. Just remember, as the tree grows, it'll fill out more and more. So just keep that in mind. You can even prune a central leader later on into a open center tree or a modified central. So don't sweat it too much. So don't forget to read the description below. I often add information there. Try to clarify things. Like, share, and subscribe. Eat well, live well from Grow Health TV. Ciao.